Hello class, I'm Jacob Manning and this is my response to this week's discussion board on the awakening. So the first question is, why does Edna do what she does at the end? So I think Edna does what she does at the end because she thinks about it and she realizes that she can't be her own person, you know? It's like she sits there and she's walking down the beach, she finds her old swimsuit from when she went swimming back in the summer. And that was sort of her first awakening experience. So she puts that on, then takes it off. She's sitting there thinking about her old husband, her kids, Robert, all this. And she realizes that she can't, at the end of the day, she can't go back to that because she knows it'll just end up being the same thing, her being controlled and her not being an individual. And I think that's what she wanted the whole time, was to be an individual, you know. So she makes the decision to go out and sacrifice her life instead of being controlled. So number two, what does it symbolize? It symbolizes, I think, to me, it symbolizes Edna's, ultimate awakening. She sort of, realizes that there's not really a place in the world for her at that time to be an individual, because at that time in society it was just sort of expected that a woman, is submissive to her husband and stuff. So she realizes that and she does what she does. But I think it symbolizes for us to, be our own person, find our individuality regardless of society. Number three, what does the story mean and why is it important? I've already discussed it. It's just about individualism. It's about being our own person, and it's important to us because we got to realize at the end of the day, regardless of everything, regardless of friends, family, society, whatever it is, at the end of the day, we're our own people. When you lay in bed, you're stuck with your own thoughts, and those are controlled by us. So regardless of what society thinks, regardless of what our family thinks, our friends, we need to find ourselves, because that's who we're stuck with at the end of the day, So that's why it's important to us. I think that's what Kate was trying to get at when she was writing this, was just that we need to accept who we are, and regardless of everything else, to go out on a limb and have some courage and do some things, regardless of what people think, because it is what it is. We need to be our own individual. So number four is, where does the awakening stand in terms of romanticism versus realism? And I think it stands on the more realist side of things. Realism is it's like speaking things truthfully, I guess. It's stating things truthfully regardless of what other people think. And that was the main topic of the book. Really, it's just not caring what people think, and not caring, but just going out on a limb and having the courage to maybe speak out against some things, to do some things that aren't normal, regardless of what other people think. It's just do what you want to do. So I think it definitely stands on the more realist side of things, because that's what Kate's doing. She's being her own person truthfully, and not really taking into account of what other people think. So that's my response.